Okay, here we are, it's 10:20, Thursday evening. We're preparing a couple of small briskets.
What do we call this, Mark?
A couple of social beers.
We call it Brisket Eve.
This is Brisket Eve.
Brisket Eve.
This is the beginning of Brisket again.
Brisket again.
We've got, how many pounds we're talking there?
Hang on. Bend over.
Bend over. Wasn't he a character in a Chevy Chase movie?
He was.
So what have we got here? We've got 100 pounds of brisket?
Close. We have two 17-pound full packers.
Two 17-pound full packers? That's 34 pounds.
It is.
I thought we had 100 pounds.
You're wrong. That's okay. Math is tough for you.
So what have we got over here? A couple of beers. It's a school night too. So we probably won't get through this whole keg tonight.
But why do you cook on a school night?
So you can eat on the weekend. Alright Rob, so you've trimmed the first brisket, you took some of the fat off, left about a 1/4 inch of fat so it renders into the meat.
Correct.
What can you tell me about brisket that a lot of people back home wouldn't know?
Not many people know that the brisket itself has to support 60% of the weight of the cow.
That's a lot of weight.
There's a lot of weight. Do you know why that is?
No collarbones.
That's correct.
Alright, so we have our first brisket all seasoned, wrapped up in saran wrap or glad wrap for our Pacific Island grilling friends. And what have we got over here, Rob?
We have our next full packer ready for seasoning.
Oh, what are we going to put the seasoning on? What's the plan here? Looks like we have a shaker bottle.
Yeah, we're going to coat it with this yummy Texas-style brisket goodness.
Texas-style brisket goodness. What's in Texas-style brisket goodness?
There's a little bit of everything, but I can't tell you. I'd have to kill you.
Some armadillos, maybe. A little bit of rattlesnake tail.
Can't find those around here.
Some fire ants.
It's Texas.
Oh, it's South Texas, of course.
Look at that.
Now, is the narration very important when you
Oh yeah, it doesn't go on the same if you don't coax
you
it.
have to talk it?
You have to coax
You
it
have
in.
to talk it in. You have to talk it into the sinew.
Oh yeah, you coax it in.
There you go.
Yeah, if you put a little Australian flair in it.
Flip it on the back. Flip her over on the back.
Oh
Yeah, get in there from behind. Round the back, round the back. Hey, talk to a blue heeler. If you had a cattle dog, that's what you'd say. Round the back, go on, get. Flip it over. It's a big piece of meat, isn't it?
Oh yeah. Okay, so at this point, we've been on the smoker here for about 5 or 6 hours. We got a serious smoke going, it's starting to build up some bark on these. Beautiful. So what we're going to do is let these go for a little while. Temperature is up to about 135 degrees. So we're going to let these keep going. Once they hit 160, then we'll take them off and wrap them and put them back on. We'll double wrap them in foil, get past the stall, and let them go for a little while longer. What do you think, Mark? That's what I thought.
How long we've been on the smoker here?
They went out at about 8:30 this morning.
8:30. It's 8:30 at night now, I guess.
Yep. So
12 hours.
We're at the stall right now, so we're gonna pull them off and wrap them in foil.
Let's take it inside so we can actually see what we're doing.
All right, let's do that.
All right. Rob, what are we going to do here?
All right, so this is the stall phase. So in order to get the temperature up past that stall, we wrap it in foil.
All right.
Double wrap it and put it back on the smoker until it hits around 190 to 200 degrees.
The magic never stops.
That is the magic. So the nice part about doing this double wrapping in foil is we also catch a lot of juices and make the meat even more moist. So
Can you tell the folks back home a little bit about your gloves?
These are standard blue neoprene.
And we're wearing these because dirty hands, right?
Well, you can never be too clean.
You wouldn't believe where this fella's had his hands, people.
You can never be too clean.
Well, frankly, if you want to put any of this meat in your mouth, you really want him to cover those fingers up.
Just gonna go over here and grab this.
Okay, so we've got 14 hours on the smoker, 2 hours wrapped up on a towel in a cooler. So we've pulled the brisket out of the cooler and look at the juices stuck in this foil.
Oh, look at that.
Rob claims that he's collecting this juice with a squidgy. I still think it is a...
You can use it on your windshield later if you want.
I don't think you could use this on your windshield.
We'll use it on yours. We'll put it on the Camaro. Look at that. Look at that goodness right there. Oh. Look at that.
Leakage. We call it leakage. Okay, so we've unwrapped the beast. This is brisket 1 of 2.
This is actually the smaller one.
This is the small brisket. What we got there? We started with like 37 pounds. We reckon she weighs now probably 30. Maybe a bit less.
Is that what you're going with?
Sure.
It was 17, but that's all right.
17 pounds?
Yeah.
That's imperial pounds or metric?
Well, this is America, so.
So it's imperial pounds. Which is obviously something else everywhere else. Finally, the moment I've all been waiting for. The first carve. Rob, what should we expect to see when you first drive the blade through this piece of flesh?
What we've got here, Mark, is 2 different pieces, right? So we've got one piece that's running this way. You kind of see it start to separate there. And then we've got another piece along the bottom. And that has all the fat.
Where's the most tender piece?
That's this half over here.
Okay.
That's our tender piece.
That's probably my plate.
That's underneath
that's my half.
the decal.
The decal.
Yes, underneath the decal. So this is our lean piece. This is our fatty piece over here. So we're going to separate it into 2 pieces because the grain runs in 2 different directions.
Rob, I was just asking some serious questions about the definition of the point versus the flat. You hear of that a lot, talked about in the barbecue circles. Maybe you can show us. It looks like we've got a pretty good demonstration here graphically of what the flat looks like.
Yep, so this is our flat right here. This is the skinnier, leaner part of the animal. And this is up to the point here where all the fat is. And if I'm the animal, the point actually comes up here.
You are an animal.
I am an animal. And it comes down along here to the skinnier part of the flat, comes along the ribs. So 2 different muscles here together and 2 different grains of meat going different directions. So we're going to separate those, peel off the fat, and then slice them against the grain.
Let's see you separate those.
All right, let's separate it. Here we go. We're going to just pull these apart. So since it's nice and tender, watch how easily this just separates. Alright, so there we go. That's our flat right there. Just slides right off.
And it looks flat.
That's the lean flat.
Oh, look at that, people.
And then we got this piece over here which contains much more fat. So if you go to a barbecue house and they ask you if you want lean or fatty, if you say lean, you're going to get it off of this thin flat piece here. If you want more fatty, moist brisket, you're going to get it off of this piece here.
They never asked me if I want the fatty.
I think they just assume.
I think they made some assumptions up front.
I'm pretty sure.
So what's our plan here? We're going to slice the flat and chop.
Yeah, so if you notice here, we've got, you can see the grain, right? So the grain through the muscle. So we don't want to cut with the grain. We want to cut against the grain. So we're just going to start slicing this guy right here.
Okay.
Against the grain like that until we get some nice pieces here. And then we'll start putting those in our pan, maybe chop them up into smaller ones. These will make great pieces for sandwiches. Ooh. And then we're probably going to take some of the leaner pieces and we're going to chop that up, make that into chopped brisket. So we'll do half sliced, half chopped.
Okay, so we're back in the kitchen here with our first tray. This is all the sliced stuff that came off of the point. It's our fatty tray and the start of our chopped tray. So we're coming back over to the flat. What can you tell us about the first cut of the flat here, Rob?
Well, we're going to go against the grain again. So if we look on this side, you can see the grain better. So the grain is all running this way. So we're going to cut against the grain here, and we'll probably make most of this into chops since it's a little more lean. and we'll add a little bit of our juice to it.
Sounds good.
Look at that.
So this is a little bit drier.
So there's our
smoke ring. There you
There's
go.
our smoke right there. That's a good example. Got nice penetration.
For the folks at home, smoke ring is the ring you can see in the meat there, where the smoke actually gets into the steak and the beef.
Not too shabby, huh? So we'll probably keep a little bit of this sliced. Pour some juice over it. We can actually do a little side by side, so look at the difference here. So there's the fattier pieces.
Oh, I tell you, looking through the
Most of them are
lens,
leaner.
the flat looks like a tastier piece of meat.
Well, it is very tasty. Lots of smoke penetration. Much more leaner though, so we don't get that fat rendering into it.
That's probably good for people on a diet, I guess.
Diet brisket.
I like the way you think. Okay, so here we are. This is what we've been doing all the work for over the last couple of days. We have 3 big completed trays of chopped and sliced brisket. We were up till almost 3 o'clock this morning chopping this brisket. And in those small pieces you can see smoke ring. On the sliced pieces you can definitely see smoke ring. And look at that, people. Fantastic. So we put this together. We've got a group of guys in the garage right now. We're having an early start to a barbecue party for our hockey club. We'd like to give a shout out to my little brother Glenn. I'm Glenn's Aussie Barbecue. Check out his YouTube channel because this is where we got the idea to shoot some video.
I think what we should do is we should take one of his recipes, one of his videos, and we're going to duplicate it here.
Oh, on a Traeger.
And then challenge him to do the same thing with one of ours there.
Ah.
So.
Any final words before we put these in the oven just to reheat?
We're going to reheat them. They're going to get nice and moist. All that juice is going to heat up. It's going to be good. Looking forward to it.
Next one, I'll be